Hello everyone, that was the preliminary video which you have seen till now. Now we will proceed with the part 1 of this section of ecology. Part 1 is about ecology and its relevance to man. So first of all, before starting this, we will ask ourselves simple questions. Okay? What is the first question? What do you mean by ecology? Pause the video and try to answer yourself in your own words. Or I will say write it. Few points do you know? What do you know about ecology? Now, in layman terms, we can say that ecology is related to environment. Okay, it is related to environment which is surrounded by living and non-living things, right? So basically, what you are trying to say that the interaction between living and non-living, that is biotic and abiotic. See, don't go in the for the writing right now. If I'll make beautiful writing, then time will be consumed a lot. So right now, just focus on what I'm teaching you and how I'm teaching you, and grasp the concept. And then we will read the exact content what they are asking us. So this is basically living being and abiotic and biotic factors interaction in a certain setup, and that setup is basically environment. So ecology is the study of environment in a particular setup. Now, this is a layman definition that a layman can think about this and write to. Even if he does not study anything about this, he will still write this. Now, we are not a layman, we are going to be professionals, the state administrators. So, we should know exact what are the terminologies we need according to ecology, and we should also keep certain keywords in mind. And let's see the keywords from the notes. All right, we don't have to like give our time to something else, right? In searching ecology definition, the best definition. No, whatever definition we are finding, that is best for us. Let's check out. So guys, just check it this out, that ecology. So we were at the definition, right? So ecology may be defined as the scientific study, not just study, scientific study of the relationship. That means interaction. We were using the layman interaction word, ra? No, we will use relationship word. Relationship of biotic, that is living organisms, with each other and with their environment. So what do we found? Three things we find: that it is scientific study. Keywords, note the keywords: scientific study, किस चीज की स्टडी करेंगे हम? व्हाट वी विल स्टडी? विल स्टडी अबाउट द रिलेशनशिप ऑफ डिफरेंट लिविंग ऑर्गेनिजम्स, different species, not living organism, living organisms, not non-living one, living organisms with each other. And third point is and relationship with the environment. So we will form the definition from here, and we have got a beautiful definition: ecology. You will write that it is a scientific study of what? Relationship of living organisms with each other and with environment. Simple, fixed. Ecology definition is fixed right now. We don't have to study anything else for it. Now, first of all, you have to see that we have understood this statement. Now we have to see that who coined this word ecology first time. This is general knowledge. This is not we have to ratify, but this is general knowledge. This first time in 1866. What was going on in India in 1866? So first time in 1860, Ernest Haeckel. This can be asked in the prelims or state pieces prelims or UPSC prelims. Ernest Haeckel proposed the term ecology first time in 1866. 20 years, 20 or 21 years before the formation of INC in our country. Oikos means house, a place to live, and logos means study. So study of organisms at home. So when we live at home and someone want to study us, then they will see that how we interact with our parents and how we interact with the resources of the house, fridge, kitchen. living room, playing room. Like this you have to study this. Don't have to remember, we have to remember this one. Okay. Now this definition is also good, you have to understand it is just the broad explanation of the topic which we have the definition which we have already seen. Now ecology is the study of a relationship that we have seen between whom, living organisms. All right. Now living organisms, what does it include? Humans, yes. Plants, yes. Animals, yes. So their interaction with each other and with their physical environment. And physical environment includes abiotic components, soil, water, rain, and everything that is non-living. It seeks to understand the vital connections. Now, what does it tries to do? It seeks to understand the vital connection between each other, the living organism, plants and animals, and the world around them. So, what does it? What we have found, which we have to remember that what is its objective? Its objective is to understand the vital connection between plants and animals. Ecology also provides information about the benefits of ecosystem. What are the benefits of ecosystem which we can ecology tells us, and also can use earth resources in us. So what does ecology gives us? So we will add something here. So we have understood that the scientific study of relationship of living organisms with each other and with environment. Now we will add that living organisms here are humans, plants and animals. Now their interaction with each other and with the environment. What is its objective? To understand this connection. To understand this connection, right? And to utilize the resources in the best possible way. This we have understood it. Okay, good. Now we will see that ecology is mainly concerned with the biological connections and processes of organisms, land, water, etc. It can be referred as a scientific study of the interaction that determine the distribution and abundance of organism. Not important, but you can remember that it is just a biological connection and process of organism. Not important. Scientific, again same thing is repeating again and again. Now some definitions are given for Ernest Haeckel. It is the science of a relation between organism, and we have studied this. Just remember this, okay? We don't have to study anything else about it. Now see this. Ecology is a branch of science. Always, obviously, we have studied this. Ecological is a scientific study, including human science. Okay, we have to study human science, population, all right, community, ecosystem, and biosphere. Now, ecology is the study of organisms, environment. We have to understand organism, environment, and how the organism react with each other. Same thing is repeating. You are understanding. We don't have to remember because we have remembered something. It is studied at various levels, such as organism ki level pe bhi we understand population. Okay, first of all, tell me how these things are distributed. Like, see, what is this? An atom. Now, if I add many atoms, what will it form? An element. All right. When we will different many element will come together and form compound or molecule, right? Now these molecules will form cell. Now this cell will form different type of cell if joined together tissue. Now this all tissue will come together and form organ. This organ, many organs will come together and form organ system. Many organ system will come and form a human or a living being, in case of human, animal or plant. Now these, if different population of human these live together, then we will call it species. Then if different species are living in population, then they are living with community. Different population in a community as per ye population in population, different species are present. We add community with the environment, we become, it become ecosystem. Ecosystem, if we join all ecosystem, it become biome. All add biome, it will become biosphere. Add all biosphere, it will become what? A planet. And that planet is basically earth. Now if you add all planet, it will become solar system. Or add all solar system, it will become a galaxy. All add galaxies and it will become universe. So from here to here you study it in chemistry. From here to where? Till human you study it under biology, and from this to this you study under ecology. From human, sorry, from species to this planet you study under ecology. Then now planet, galaxy, and you study it under astronomy in geography. So basically ecology is the scientific study of living beings with each other, their relationship with each other, species relationship with each other, and with the environment, basically ecosystems. You can study also community, that it will come under ecology. You will study population, that will also come under ecology. You understanding ecology is a broad perspective. We have talked about it a lot, right? Now let's move on. Now let's see the scope of ecology, that what is ecology trying to achieve. We are understanding that ecology will understand the interaction, that how population is interacting with each other. All right, this they will understand by food chain, food web. Ecology has given this concept, that how people are dependent on each other, okay, and how they are interacting with the nature, okay. But what is its scope? So this statement has written that what I have actually explained you earlier, that ecology is a multidisciplinary science. How? I told you that before studying ecology, you will study biology, that how an individual is formed. Now, how individual is formed is basically connected to biology, and biology is connected to chemistry. So automatically it will be multidisciplinary, because chemistry is involved, biology is involved, physics is involved, genetics is involved, meteorology, geography, everything is involved. So its focus is on higher levels of the organization, on life, that is organisms, and their interrelationship, which we have studied several times right now. Ignore this point. You just remember ecology is a multidisciplinary science. Take which draws heavily on many other branches of like, and add a few subjects. Over, this point is over. Second point is ecologists aim to explain the distribution. Okay, they explain distribution, how the lives are distributed, how living beings are distributed, life processes are happening, and adaptations, how adaptations are happening amongst the organism. Okay, so ecology is basically telling me why, how organisms are attempting themselves. So under ecology, Darwin's theory can also come. Further, it tries to analyze the movement of energy flow, which we will study in food chain or energy flow, and successive growth and development of organisms, how they are developing. So 2 points are fixed. What are the 2 points? So when we will see the scope, first scope is, you tell me, repeat, that it is multidisciplinary, takes initiative from other subjects, and you will write about science, bio, chemistry, right? You will write this. Second is, its scope is to explain distribution, how life process are distribution, adaptation, and how energy is being flowed, and what successive growth. Second point is, it tries to comprehend the nature of diversity and its complexity, tries to understand nature of biodiversity, number of living species are living together, and its complexity. Fourth is, along, it understand the how the ecologists are also concerned about the manner in which manipulation and misuse of non-living organism by human population is taking place. That means they are also understanding the exploitation of non-living or abiotic factors by biotic factors. All right, scope is done. Sir, we will write about multidisciplinary. If the question will ask that what is the scope of ecology in for us. So we'll see that it is a multidisciplinary approach. It is distribution adaptation, tries to understand distribution adaptation and how energy is being useful or energy is being flowed, a successive growth. We'll try to understand the nature. Ecology is trying to understand the nature of biodiversity and explain different biotic factors, how it is being exploited by biotic factors, right? Then we will study about the principles. Very important. What are the principle ecology is based on? In this principle, nothing significant is given. Simple layman languages are given that all living organisms and their environment will interact with each other, obviously. So animal population, flora and fauna are independent, interdependent through the environment, obviously. So first principle is everything is interdependent with each other, right? Now the components in ecology are dynamic, obviously, because they are living beings and they are completely performing some task in every single minute. The species, different species, plant species, animal species, human egg species, animal different species, plant different species, they maintain uniformity in structure, function, reproduction, growth. Modification in organisms of ecology takes place how? Growth, dispersal, reproduction, death, decay. So under similar climatic condition, there may be simultaneous development of more than one community, and some of which may reach their climax or critical stage, and some will just born. Nothing important in this segment. Now this will come important, that how ecology is important to man, and the following reason explain the importance to ecology in man. All right, we will first brainstorm without even seeing the content. Let's brainstorm how ecology is important to man. You tell me. Pause the video, write some content. Man के लिए how ecology is important, why study of different species living organism is important. First, importance of natural resources will be known. We are just studying it in a layman language, and then we will add information in a subjective manner. So importance of natural resources, we will gain that how plants are useful to us, how they are necessary for the survival. We will understand about the animal and their products, right sir? Second is how, because of plants or natural resources, or these natural resources are responsible for the overall stability of ecology, that how everything is connected into food chain and food web, right? Third, think about it. See these points, we can write a lot of many points like this, but we have to have the fixed points into our mind so that we can diverge it into the exam also. So we should have some fixed points into our minds. Let's see. So first point is conservation of environment. Because of ecology we understand the importance of environment, and then we will understand that why to protect our environment. So ecology help us to understand how our actions affect the environment. So we, first point we wrote now, that how environment is important to us, we'll understand by ecology. And when we will understand this, we will obviously conserve the environment. It shows the individuals the extent of damage we cause to the environment. Lack of understanding of ecology has led to the degradation of land and the environment. So if we are not understanding ecology, what is happening, that we are rampant use of natural resources. You can add example into this, that before knowing the ozone effect on environment, before knowing the CFC's effect on ozone layer, we were rampantly using ozone or CFCs rampantly without even understanding that how it is affecting the ozone layer. When we study the ozone layer and we found a hole, then we came to know about this CFCs and this and their effect on this ozone layer. Then we understood it. So how much important it is to understand that how these things are causing damage. So it has led to extinction and endangerment of certain species like dinosaurs, white shark, mammoths. Thus the study of environment on organisms help us to protect them from any damage and danger. For बहुत बढ़िया. First is conservation of environment. Okay. See, this is done. Now we have come to relevance. to man. Now you are saying, sir, only one thing will come first. We will understand about the environment. First point, we will conserve the environment. All right, we'll go to second point, resource allocation. Well, we understand the importance of some resource, we will allocate it properly. With the knowledge of ecology, we are able to know which resources are necessary for the survival of different organisms. So what resources are responsible for the survival of different organisms? Lack of ecological knowledge has led to scarcity and deprivation of those resources, leading to competition. Second point, very beautiful, resource allocation. That means we will know about the resources. Ecology क्या बता रहा है हमें? What ecology is teaching us? Resource importance to particular living being, so its exploitation can be stopped and efficient allocation can be done. Right? Conservation of environment. What ecology is telling us, that how environment is benefiting us in numerous ways, and why it is important to conserve environment. All right. When we'll go energy conservation. Third point is energy conservation. How energy conservation is happening? All organisms require energy for their growth and development. All right. Everyone needs energy for their growth and development. Energy flow requires this primary level. You must have seen the pyramid, right? Primary consumer, secondary consumer, tertiary consumer, herbivores, carnivores, right? So lack of ecological understanding leads to the over exploitation of energy resources such as light, nutrition, over exploitation of nutrition, radiation, leading to its depletion. So proper knowledge of ecology requirements prevents the unnecessary wastage of energy resources, thereby conserving future. So what ecology is teaching me? The importance of energy resources. Importance of energy resources, right? Like light, nutrition, what more? Radiation. So its over exploitation can be stopped. Eco-friendliness. Ecology encourages harmonious living with the species and the adaptation of lifestyle. That is eco-friendliness. So we have gained 4 generic points that everybody can write. Conservation of environment, resource allocation, energy conservation, eco-friendliness. That means living amicably. We understood these 4 things. That, sir, its relevance to man is, man will be able to understand the environment, so he will conserve it. Man will be able to understand the resources and he will do allocation of it. Man will be understand to conserve the energy required to each and every species. Man will be able to be friendly with the environment. 4 things. Now here it has given some examples of ecology. Following are few examples of ecology. So first is human ecology. Second was niche construction. What is human ecology? It is focuses on the relationship between humans and the environment. Same thing about ecology. It emphasizes, now it is specifically humans. Ecology definition was including living beings. Stay careful. Now living beings included plants, animals, humans. But human ecology is specifically focusing on humans and the environment. Niche construction. It deals with the study of how organisms alter the environment for the benefit of themselves and other living beings. For example, termites create a 6 feet tall mound and at the same time feed and protect the entire population. Niche construction. Niche and habitat में क्या फर्क होता है? What is the difference between niche and habitat? Niche is specific job. What is your job? Habitat is where do you live, address. This is your habitat, but this is particular is your job. To create a mound hole is your job, so it is niche. So this is it, but this is not over. We will see other notes and we'll comprehensively complete it. All right, guys, wait. Now just see this. We were talking about the ecology definition we have seen, scope we have seen, and we have talked about the six principles, right? We will understand these six principles from this PDF. Now, what is the first principle? That is network. All the species are interconnected with each other, which we have seen. So what we will remember it by? Network or interconnectedness. Network. Second is cycles. Matter cycle continually through web of life, so it do not generate weight. So how, does it mean? That these are cycles which goes on. So you can give every cycle like water cycle, carbon dioxide cycle, and different cycles which we learn in ecology, right? Solar energy, fundamental source of energy, driving force behind all ecological is solar energy. So first principle is network, interconnectedness, cycles, solar energy. Fourth is partnership, exchange of energy and resources in ecosystem sustained by cooperation, not competition. So competition will only lead to scarcity of resources. Cooperation will lead to proper allocation of resources. So our what our government tries to do, यही तो करना करती है गवर्नमेंट, दैट जहां सरप्लस है वहां से हटा के जहां पर स्कार्सिटी है वहां पर भेजना. Now diversity, all ecosystem derive stability and resilience through the richness of diversity. So we will mention about ecology's fifth principle, diversity, dynamic balance. As ecosystem is flexible and ever fluctuating. So you have to remember it. Wait, we will remember it just now. So what all we were seeing? First, we talked about, sir, interconnectedness. Second, cell everything. Second principle is of ecology is everything is contained in cycles and everything rotates and energy is being conserved. So we talked about energy conservation in this relevance. Now this is also it. Third is basically solar energy. It is the source of all energy. Fourth is partnership, not competition. Fifth is diversity. And sixth is dynamic balance. Now, if somebody asks you the principle of ecology, and if interconnectedness, cycles, solar energy, partnership, diversity, dynamic balance doesn't come into your answers will be incomplete. Now, one topic which we will see that what is ecosystem productivity? The productivity of an ecosystem is, what do you understand by ecosystem? First of all, ecosystem is also nothing but how the biotic and abiotic factors are interacting with each other. This is ecosystem. So the productivity of an ecosystem is the amount of organic matter accumulated in any unit time. So the if the more organic matter is being accumulated in a particular time, the more productive is the ecosystem. Okay, so there are two types of productivity, primary and secondary. All right, so whenever we will talk about it, productivity of ecosystem, it's primary and secondary. Let's see what is in primary and what is in secondary. Now productivity, primary productivity, we will see primary productivity. It is the rate at which biomass or organic matter, how biomass organic matter is produced. Primary consumer will be consumed by secondary consumer, secondary consumer will be consumed by tertiary consumer. Ultimately he will be dying. Whenever at each trophic level everybody is dying, and they are getting into mitti, that is soil, and that is only organic matter is produced per unit area. पर यूनिट एरिया में जितना आपका ऑर्गेनिक मास इकट्ठा हो रहा है, ऑर्गेनिक मैटर इकट्ठा हो रहा है ओवर अ पीरियड ऑफ टाइम बाय प्लांट्स, बाय ओनली प्लांट्स ड्यूरिंग फोटोसिंथेसिस. So it is by plants only, not animals, not humans. It can be divided into gross primary productivity and net primary productivity. ग्रॉस मीन्स एवरीथिंग, नेट मीन्स कुछ माइनस हुआ है. सो ग्रॉस प्राइमरी प्रोडक्टिविटी ऑफ एन इकोसिस्टम इज द रेट ऑफ प्रोडक्शन ऑफ ऑर्गेनिक मैटर ड्यूरिंग फोटोसिंथेसिस. So how much productive it is during photosynthesis? A certain amount of GPP is utilized by plants in respiration, and this gross primary productivity minus respiration losses is the net primary productivity. So utilizing sun power, plants are using this sun energy to convert it into gross primary product, and this gross primary product, if we minus the respiration losses, will give the net primary product. This is of plants, then this will be consumed by animals, right? So secondary productivity is defined as the rate of formation of new organic matter by consumers. It was by plants producers. It is the rate of formation of new organic matter by consumers. So net primary productivity is the available biomass for the consumption to heterotrophs. The highest level of productivity occur at the boundaries between land and water, that is ecotone. Example, alluvial plains, estuaries. On the other hand, deserts and deep oceans are very low in productivity. So secondary productivity is the rate of organic matter produced by the consumers per unit area. This we call secondary productivity. So the secondary productivity derives its productivity from net primary productivity, which will come from primary productivity, which is divided into gross primary productivity and national net primary productivity. I hope you all are connected with me, otherwise you will miss everything. Each and every minute is useful, that's why I'm explaining. Otherwise it is written, why are you not able to study then? Because somebody is not telling you, and I am here to tell you, please stick to it. I know less student will appreciate it and less student will see it. I genuinely like it, so that nobody can, so that less people see it and less competition will be there. I don't need more competition. And once I'll finish this course, I'll close this course also. I'll not be putting it on YouTube. All right, so you'll understand this. Now we have what all we have seen. We will just try to sum it up. All right, we have seen the importance of ecology, sir. Definition of ecology. So what do we have seen, sir? We have seen that it is a scientific study, right? Scientific study of a relationship between living organisms and their physical environment. All right, sir. What if living, not living organisms is included, and only human is included? Then this comes under human ecology. What if only plants and animals are included, not humans are included? Then it comes under synecology, and their environment synecology. All right, sir. Now what is important, what is the basis of, like, what is the objective of ecology is to understand the interrelationship, right? Again, this thing coined by Ernest Haeckel in 1866. Now sir, you also told me about the objective. All right, objective. What are the different objectives we have seen? Objective is also same, that we have to understand the relationship now, but we have to talk about the scope. What is the scope, sir? What is the scope of this subject? So first you'll talk about that this scope is very interdisciplinary in nature. It includes all subjects. Second, you will talk about what? Distribution adaptation. You'll say that how species or living beings are distributed, adapted, how energy flow is happening. Third will be about nature of biodiversity. Fourth will be about exploitation of non-biotic factors. And yahin se then we will understand what scope is done, objective is done, principles. Now principles we have seen six. One, you will remember about interconnectedness, that everything is interconnected. First principle of ecology is everything is interconnectedness. Then second is cycle. The cycle completes different cycle. We have sulfur cycle, phosphorus cycle, and different cycles. Everything is conserved by law of conservation. Third will be about solar energy. Source of all energy is solar energy. Fourth, we will talk about partnership, not competition. Fifth, we will talk about diversity. Sixth, we will talk about dynamic balance. I hope this is all clear. And after this, we will talk about its relevance to man. First of all, man will understand the environment, so conservation of environment he will try to do. Second, he will understand the resources, so resource allocation he will try to do. Third, he will try to conserve the energy also. Fourth, he will become eco-friendly. हो गया, इसके अंदर आप कुछ भी भरते रहो. You know what you have to fill in this segment. Now we will meet in the second part of this ecology segment. Alright, stay tuned and check out my next lecture. And if you like it, if you want to like see the videos in connection, do subscribe so that it can notify you. And I want some dedicated people, 10 or 20 maximum. Yeah, I'm not thinking anything more than that. Neither I want more, because I will be closing it after doing this. I mean, I'll be removing these videos after completing the syllabus in 20 days. Alright, guys.